Good morning, everyone. This is Jeff from Daily Drivers, and today we're going to be looking at a 2010 BMW 128i. I picked this one out because a couple of my buddies have a 135i, and I know those are insanely fun cars. I know this is a step down from that, but I'm curious to see if it behaves in similar ways. Looks like the only difference so far is it's pretty much the same car, but this engine is naturally aspirated, and the 135s is twin turboed from that time that they have. They have the N54. This is the N52, which is the naturally aspirated version. So I'm going to go ahead and unlock this and pop the trunk. So a good little bit of space in here for a little coupe. I'm going to lift this up. Got your battery under here. No spare tire, it looks like. Looks like there's just unless I didn't look far enough, maybe this whole thing pops up. Nope, never mind. Never mind. Yeah, some vehicles don't have spare tires. Okay. So visual wise, it looks pretty much the same. Like I said, really the difference in these, as far as I'm aware, is the performance. I'm going to flip that up. I'm going to have a seat in the back here and see how bad it is to fit. And that seat is where I normally sit, so this is a good comparison. So this is where I would normally sit, maybe a little bit further. There we go. So actually, it's a four-seater. I actually have a good bit of room back here. I mean, if the person in front of you is 6 feet tall, that's not going to work. But actually, I'm pretty comfortable, which is kind of crazy. You wouldn't think it looking at the vehicle from the outside, but obviously getting out is a whole different story. Once you're back there, it's fine, but getting in and out of it, bit of a pain. Okay, go ahead and pop the hood. That's the trunk release. Here it is. So like I said, the 128i has a 3-liter naturally aspirated straight 6, and I'm looking for the hood release here. What am I missing? Was it down in here? I don't know. Well, you'll have to forgive me. Oh, there it is. You have to lift up. Ah, perfect. So this is a 3-liter naturally aspirated straight 6. It makes 230 horsepower and 200 pound-feet of torque, driven by a 6-speed automatic. Unfortunately, it wasn't manual. I was pretty disappointed by that, but I'm sure it'll still be fun. And fuel economy-wise, as far as I've read, you get around 18 miles a gallon around town, but you get about 28 miles a gallon on the highway, so it is a nice cruiser. It just rained last night, so everything's just wet everywhere. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and let me get the key out. Go ahead and start this thing up. Okay. So, what you do is, sorry about that, you actually get the key. You put it in this little slot over here, you clip it in place, and then just like a normal push button, foot on the brake. Get your typical BMW chime. You got your heated seats, dual zone climate it looks like, AM FM radio. It's pretty basic on the inside for a BMW. I mean, you got your leather and heated seats, but besides that, got a USB port back there. Yeah, this is just more of the 1 Series, as far as I can see, is just more of an enthusiast car. The 128 and the 135, more so the 135. The one that my friends have, because it's twin turbo, instead of like 230 horsepower, it has like 300, but they actually also did a few things to it, so they're probably making closer to 400 something horsepower actually to the wheels. which is pretty ridiculous for a car as light and small as this. Alright, so not much to go over in the cabin here. I mean, you still got your Bluetooth features and everything. This is your blinker, windshield wiper. You got your headlights down here, those are automatic. Your fog lights, your cruise controls down here. And then you can just set that like that. Now this is an interesting way the gearbox is shifted if you decide to do manual mode. So if you put it in drive, you can pop it over, and it's the normal slapstick, I guess you could call it. So you just pull, you can go up a gear, and if you push, you go down gears. But if you want to do the paddles, which it also has, it's really interesting the way they work. So it doesn't matter if you're left-handed or right-handed, so it's not like a normal paddle shift car where you press this paddle, you pull on this paddle to go up a gear, and you pull on this paddle to go down a gear. It depends on, I guess, what hand you're dominant with. So if you're a righty, you can this right here, you push it forward to go down a gear, and you actually pull it towards you, like you're normally shifting. You pull it towards you to go up gears, and you push it away from you to go down gears. Same thing with this side. Yeah, very interesting. So they both accomplish the same thing. It's just whether you want to use your left hand or your right hand. So, interesting. Alright, so I think we're ready to take this thing for a ride. Let's head out here. Put that back into automatic mode here. You can tell the cabin's a little bit noisier and the suspension is a lot stiffer than cars I've driven previously on the channel. But like I said, that's because, to me, the 1 Series is pretty much a driver's car. This is something you want to throw around corners. It's a light, short wheelbase, rear-wheel drive chassis. Steering is super tight. And because it's an automatic, it's also a very nice cruiser for those of you who don't feel like shifting. Curious to see how this thing handles around the turns here. Oh yeah, it turns right in. Got decent pickup. definitely not a lack of road noise. It's definitely a little on the noisier side for cabins, but like I said, there's a little bit of luxury features in this thing, but it was more towards, more geared towards just running around. I feel like whoever buys something like this doesn't really care too much about cabin noise. Because a lot of people put exhausts on these things anyway. Let's see what this thing has. I'm going to pop it in manual mode. Good pickup. Still nowhere near a 135i, but it's pretty good for a naturally aspirated. It is, like I said, it is the same engine as the 135. It just doesn't utilize any turbos. Cruises on the highway pretty nice. Okay. And then you just got to push on it again, and it pops right out. All right. Well, that was super fun and nice to drive. They're good looking little cars too. I definitely recommend one of these if you're looking to get into something in cheap, you know, on the cheaper side and pretty fun, but without going up to a 135i, because I've seen some of them. I mean, even with higher mileage, they are starting to go up in value. So these doesn't really seem like they are just yet. So if you, like I said, if you want something fun, this is definitely a nice little cruiser. So hope you guys enjoyed watching the video, and I will see you in the next one.